Sparklers. So as you know, I am Empress Sparkle. I am a soul seer as well as clairvoyant, as well as content creator. So today I have a guest with me, Jeff from Murder of the Crows. Jeff, would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, sure thing. My name is Jeff Tucker. I live in New Brunswick, Canada. I own a small group of paranormal investigators. We've been down through the United States, all over our province. We have different tools. We actually build and design and engineer our own tools. If you look behind me, you'll see some of them back there behind me. My creepy... Yeah. So I do a little bit of robotics as well in the background. And I turn basically child's toys into paranormal tools.
That is awesome. Sorry, I forgot about that bit that you do that. So I'm a bit like, you've just told me you don't really like social media, you don't really do social media, but you're doing that is a bit like, wow.
Yeah.
So what sort of tools have you been sort of making?
So as you see behind me, you can see there's two creepy dolls. They're that's what we've been calling them. We don't know what else to call them. We have no names for them. So they basically work like a music box, but these ones here move and they'll roll towards you. Couple weeks ago, we were in a jail, and one came down the hallway of this jail and made its way into the room where it was beating on my wife's foot. Yeah.
Oh wow, no, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was really a really creepy video. I actually only seen parts of it. One of the investigators has the video right now. I'm going to get it from her, obviously, and we're going to upload it. But it was very, very creepy. Them things are horribly creepy, but they're a fan favorite, right? So, I mean, it's a factor, right? So one of the other things we got here, I'll just move my chair to the side there. I don't know how much you can see it. There's a white sticker in front of it there.
Yeah.
I created my own type of portal, which is like a geophone. So these ones here do not use the SB7, SB6. I created them on the inside and hooked them up to the speaker itself, and therefore they're a mobile geophone.
Oh wow! See, now that's awesome because obviously everyone talks about portals and stuff. They're not as straightforward as what people think. So the fact you've managed to invent a machine to actually do one, that is amazing. That must be. Is it complicated to work? I've got to ask that now.
Oh yeah, no, it's very complicated to build because you have to go find the program or build the program, which I found the program and then I manipulated it because I don't want something to come up with words. So some of these geophones are built and they have a word database program built right in with them. Mine does not. Anything that comes through is the real deal. We just a short story. We did an investigation at a firehouse with 8 firemen, and their alarms went off for a fire or ambulance, whatever it shall be, fire or ambulance. Anyways, in this case, it was the ambulance, and the fire guys didn't have to go. And that box told them to go to work. And then somebody questioned it. They said, did that thing just tell us go to work? The box said, absolutely. So we got that on a video,
Oh, see, I've watched a couple of your videos. I hold my hands up, been over it quickly and watched a couple of videos over the last couple of days. Obviously, in between, hold my hands up, Sam Colby's Hell Week, sort of watching their video as well. And I have found them quite intriguing because your investigations are very different to actually the way most do them.
Yeah.
There's no asking for these knock-ins. There was no asking for that and stuff like that. So hearing how these boxes, because I have to admit, I've not seen one yet with the box. So I so need to find that because that's just flabbergasted me because you're going to be able to speak spirits like we do.
Yeah. It's one of the other fan favorites as well. We do a lot of crowd pleasers. Basically, we'll take a bunch of people and we'll do an investigation with people, so they know we're not manipulating anything at all. Yeah, the box seems to be one of the favorites. The creepy dolls is another. That's basically the favorites. Anything else, like us knocking, asking for knocking or talking or whatever, we don't put a lot of that on video because you don't get a lot of knocking until last weekend. Because we did a house in, well, obviously you wouldn't know what this place is. It's St. Andrews, New Brunswick. We did a spot down there, and we were getting clear walking, knocking. We got voices. It was absolutely just incredible, and it was more friendly than most times, most places we've been to. So, and it was following us. If we go upstairs, they'd go down, and you can hear them walking. You could smell cigarette smoke, and nobody was smoking in the house. It was a smell. It was, and obviously,
sort of like.
Yeah, like I even, you'll hear me like in the video, because we're doing a 2-parter on that one, because we're gonna go down and do the lady's personal house. But you'll hear me in the video say, "Were you guys smoking in the house?" Because it was that strong. It was wicked strong. Yeah.
That is awesome, because this is one thing that I talk about with a lot of people, to be honest. Emma, that's commenting. There's a couple of other people, but I'm not sure who else is here. Hey, Nat is here as well. That I say to them as well, is smells is really a massive key while you're investigating, because it's like, and it's a massive key to whether it's residual or whether it's like there's a spirit still there, if that makes sense. I'm trying to think of how to say it for everyone that's watching.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
So we actually did that. That was probably the 3rd or 4th smell I've ever smelled before. But in one case, we actually had a haunted house that we used as a practice house, believe it or not. They give us the house to use. They said, there's no power there. There was no nothing. Giant spiders. And I'm scared of spiders. I hate them. I will push over a little girl to get past the spider. Okay. I don't like them at all. And so I kind of hung out where the spiders weren't. Me and a friend of an old investigator, he's a friend as well, and he was finishing my sentence, because I said to him, because I could smell chicken soup just like if someone was cooking right there. And I said, I smell, and he says, chicken soup? I said, yes. And it was right in the kitchen of the place we were at. It was absolutely incredible. Like, yeah, it was.
This is a thing that people don't. So every Sunday night in our house, guaranteed in between 10 and 11, we smell toast or bacon. It swaps.
Wow.
And everyone's like, oh, your house is haunted because that's happened. I'm like, no, that's residual energy.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how no matter how haunted it is, you still get these smells come through. And something as simple as like chicken soup.
Yeah. It was and it smelled great. Like we're way up in the middle of the woods. Like this house is in the middle of nowheres, and there's, like I said, there's no power, there's no nothing there. It was one of our best places we ever been to, and they tore the place down, unfortunately. But it was, we had rocks thrown at us. We had everything happened to us. Come to find out, before they tore the place down, we went up to do it one more time, and I opened up this box, because I didn't know what was in it. We'd never touch anything because it's not our stuff to touch. So I was like, I wonder what's in this box.
No.
Yeah, because I'm scared of spiders. So I'm opening up with my foot, right? And it said right on it, the man's name, it was his ashes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was right in the living room, the ashes.
Wow. Because this is a thing that, so for me, I hold my hands up. So I believe that some spirits get to cross over, but if you're a grey soul while you're here, you don't get to cross over. You get sort of stuck in limbo, such a thing. And if you're a dark soul, and one of the things that I don't know why it just come to me when you said that, he wasn't buried the way he wanted to be. He wasn't treated correctly after burial, and that's the feeling I'm getting from that. So that's amazing. So he most probably wanted you to be led to his ashes to give him the correct.
I would say yes to that because for me again. I'm scared to lift over cardboards and stuff like that, like maybe books or something, because something pop out and grab me like a spider or something. I don't know. And I guess I guess it's pretty clear I'm scared of spiders. I guess you're pretty sure you're hearing that, right? So I would never lift anything or move anything. So, anyways, I did lift this box open and it said, his name. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, that's crazy. Like, and the videos we got from that spot was unbelievable.
Can I ask, is that one of the videos? Because I watched one from about 3 years ago. Is that one of them where you're at the table and you're doing a Ouija board and it's proper like moving?
No, that's not it. No.
Oh, was it not that one?
No.
Because I was quite shocked at the activity you got there.
Yeah. The ones at that house is from before COVID. So it's been that long ago.
Scroll back further.
Yeah. If you're checking out some YouTube videos on our channel there's one there we actually get a K2 to move on command. Yeah.
See, that's not easy.
That is not easy. Because you can see us and you can hear me in the video saying, try shaking the tree. Because the video before that, this thing had moved and we didn't catch it on camera. I'm like, well, try shaking the tree. So you'll see leaves falling on a branch. And I'm like, and then the investigator walked over, one of my investigators, and said, it's the man that passed away, the man who moved my K2 meter. Can you do it again or whatever? And it moved.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, that is one of the things, because we've got a K2 meter. As I said to you, I don't quite get on with this technology stuff. I am more old school, tarot cards, pendulums, that sort of thing. I think because of stuff like you've just said, because it's rare to get them to move on command. It's rare to get anything through properly as well. Sometimes I find it quite, I don't know how to word it. I find that sometimes technology has a mind of its own, and these new apps, especially personally, things like we use GhostTube, but only on the scramble bit, not the word bank. Because I personally find that run by AI, basically, to word it nicely.
I don't use any apps, and I practice to the people that I work with that we go out. I say no apps. I do not like apps. I don't trust them. Again, going back to when I built the portal, I made sure the word database was not there. Like there's no database because it takes a little SD card, something like this, like an SD card, and they put that in to a module, and they'll stick it in there. And every once in a while, you'll get a word. And you're like, oh my gosh, it said kill or death. Well, they're programmed words, and I won't put programmed words into any of the equipment. But I love what you said there too about old school. I myself personally will run around with an old K2 and a recorder, and that's it. That's what I could have all these cool tools. We got probably $40,000 worth of tools, but I'll run around with two of the cheapest ones I have.
They work the best. Emma's put, when I smell beer, is it just a loved one that comes to visit? So beer is an odd one for me personally. I don't know about you, Jeff, because people think they're smelling beer, but they're actually smelling wheat, or barley. So you've got to make sure it's right. It's a hard one to say for definite. Might not be a loved one. It could be just a random spirit.
Correct. Yeah, and it could be also a random smell that's stuck in the house as well, right? We've been in a few houses and debunked, smells and stuff that you hear go bump in the night and whatever, right? Items swell at nighttime, cold, but don't let that fool you, because stuff comes out at night. Darkness comes into the light. So that's just a little saying to say that when spirits, will say, ghosts, whatever you want to call them, they use the light as energy, right? So using the energy, that's when they come out. During the day, I don't know where they are. Maybe it's too much energy, but we don't do a lot of ghost hunting at night. During the day. It doesn't make any sense because there's just too much energy around, right? But
It's so they are there, but you are right. So I see them. The other day I was having a bloody staring contest with a Viking,
yeah,
you know, as you do as a clairvoyant, and basically, but they can't do anything. But I know if I had that staring contest at night time with that Viking, I'll be in trouble. So I
yes,
don't know whether because the sun energy is so much stronger, I do wonder sometimes. Emma, I will say, sweet, it could be something as simple as the tenants before you have spilt a can down the back of the skirting board, and
yeah,
because it hasn't been cleaned properly, it could be something as simple as that. I don't mean like I'm not saying that that is definitely what it is, or
no,
even you've spilt breakfast cereal because that can give off a beer smell. I tell you what, I'm the world's worst clairvoyant because I'm like, I want to debunk something before I say yes, it's spiritual.
yeah, yeah,
um, with if it goes off, like if you smell like oats when they've gone off and stuff like that.
could be
Uh,
Cheerios.
yeah, Cheerios, they do smell like beer when they go off.
Yes, I agree.
So it could be
But
something like that.
it's got to remember as well is that it's a proven fact that quartz, limestone, granite will hold memory. I mean, back in the day, everybody's watch had quartz in it. It held memory, right?
And
So
TV still does.
yeah, right, exactly. So it's never been proven, but I've always read that if you scream into say a quartz rock, like an actual rock out in your yard, can you hear you scream 100 years from now? Right? Maybe. We'll never know. We're not going to live that old, but
Well, quartz it does hold energy. So quartz actually, especially negative energy, so it actually absorbs it.
yes,
So it absorbs negative energy. So it's one of the reasons why if when I do go to paranormal hunting or I feel negative energies around me, I actually carry quartz with me because I know that's going to absorb that energy and protect me from anything happening, if that makes sense.
yep,
Which is important, because sometimes, let's be honest, some creepy stuff can happen when we're dealing
oh,
with,
oh yeah,
especially the red-eyed ones.
yeah, and your mind is a devil's playground as well. So if you're alone, you start really hyping it up, and you start hyping things up, it changes the mood in the room, right? So things happen when you're by yourself. There's no doubt. Um,
I
I
think as well as you change the mood, I think as well the dark ones then sense that fear and they're like,
yes,
we've got one here.
yeah, yeah, exactly right. No, that's exactly right. We were in a house probably about 2 months ago now. Actually, that was our last video, our last big video. It was about 25 minutes long, where it's not very long. So we just took the highlights of it, and I I must confess, I mean, there was no explanation. Like it was upstairs. This place is four floors. And it was upstairs, then it was downstairs, and we just couldn't capture it. It was just all over the place. And I make a lot of tools, so I don't know if you can see the antennas. Hang on, let's see. See
Oh,
them?
the rim pods, yeah.
Yeah. So they're homemade REM pods. So I build them as well. You can buy them $50. I make them for 5, right? So whatever. And and
I love that because I don't mean it rudely. Some people are taking a piss with the prices they're charging.
I get so frustrated with these people that buy these music boxes. Okay, I've got 4 of them. Okay, I got 4 music boxes. It's the one right in front of this creek right there. Oh, right there. I'm trying to point my finger right there. So we got 4 of them, and I built them. I did it myself. Um, they cost me somewhere around $35 Canadian a piece to build, but they're selling them for 599 US dollars. What a scam!
Honestly, people don't realize this. People don't realize actually how much one ghost hunting actually costs. Because let's be honest, we've got places. I'm not going to name drop too much, but some places charging 2-3 grand a night.
Uh
Uh,
huh.
and then we've got some places, where they're overdoing the place, so you're still paying 300-400 pound, which is a lot of money, and you're not getting anything because they're allowing people to over investigate it.
Yes.
And this is one of the things that people don't realize. On top of the venue, the equipment, what people are charging. So it's interesting to know. Jeff, I might should have come to you now for the equipment, to be honest,
Yeah.
because some of them, what they're charging for the equipment is just, as you say, it's. I think I looked up one of them music boxes, and it was like £500-600. And I hold my hands up. I was tempted to get a disco light, one of them sound bashing disco lights with
Oh
the.
yeah.
I was like, I'm going to get one of them because that'd detect sound. If any vibrations near it, that'd detect it. I was like, I am not paying for a music box like
No.
nearly £600 for one.
It's absolutely horrible. Like they're like even like the SB7. That's a tool that I can build personally. Like I'm not a big SB7 lover. I do have an SB6. I do like that better than the SB7 only because it's got recording capabilities and a flashlight and AM, FM, backward scan, forward scan. I do like that, but I can still build that. Really,
Yeah.
like everything is so much buildable. Like the intended things right here, like I was saying, they sell for $50 Canadian, and I'm like, ooh, and they don't even work. We went to a school one night here, close by where I live, and one of the guys had one. He bought it, paid the $50 for it, and all it did was kill batteries on it because it kept going off, and they're annoying when they go off. Whole frig, they're annoying, but they work. But his did not work. His just kept going off and off and off. Oh my god! So I said, I can probably build you one for like $5, right? And I'm just throwing it out there. But he wanted that one. He wanted the one that was purchased because it's got a name brand to it. Okay.
And this is a problem because I'm a nightmare. So basically, I do reactions as well, and I've had to drop some of the reactions because these ring pods, it does my head in because you can see the fly buzzing around the antenna.
Yeah, yeah.
It's constantly going off, and you can see it flying around it, and they're going, oh, it's answering me. You're like,
Oh yeah.
no, it's not. And sometimes I sit there sometimes and I'm watching the spirit at the other end of the room.
Yeah.
And like they've got something going off there. And I keep saying to my husband, I keep going, do you reckon spirits can throw their energies? And he's like, why? And I'm like, it's the opposite end of the room.
Wow.
So it is crazy. But your ones, I have to admit, so guys, do go and check out Jeff's investigations because they really are amazing. I might have to do a reaction to one of yours actually.
Yeah.
Because your ones are amazing. Like you do them so real. And now knowing on top of that you're building your own equipment for them that helps them be more real is amazing. Absolutely fantastic. I love that so much because the problem is people do want the name, don't they? They want what Sam and Colby have got.
Well, they want the reaction. I do like Sam and Colby as far as what they do. I like their shows and stuff. To their equipment, I would like to see their equipment. To be honest with you, I would like to test it out myself. Even the REM pod, you mentioned REM pod there. I challenged myself one time to build one, and I built one. And I bought some plumbing pipe, and I got the module, and I built it. I got maybe $10 invested into this REM pod. It does the exact same thing. So it's equipment like that I like to investigate myself first because I don't. We say right on our Facebook we're not entertainment. We're real. We're real investigators, right? A lot of TV is just entertainment, right?
Yeah.
YouTube hits. Look what I did. The fear factor, the scare. No, we're not like that. We're just going to go in the house or business and just do our thing, right?
Yeah, see, I'm the same. So we're going to, you've most probably heard of it. I think everyone in the world's heard of it. We're going to 30 East Drive um, in October. And everyone was like, I've got an EMF meter and I've got cat balls just to put on the stairs and stuff for people for that entertainment purpose.
Yeah.
Not so much that I actually 100% believe in them because of the fact I've seen other ones where they've gone there and they've not debunked the place, but they've sort of shown how there's loose wiring and stuff, and they've gone along with the EMF meters and stuff.
Yeah.
But for me, it's more going to be about using my tarot. It's more going to be about meditating. More going to be about giving the spirit my energy because obviously, luckily the veil's thin at the minute, so we're quite lucky with that. But it's going to be about more showing people that actually coming in with natural stuff and coming in naturally rather than actually going round like all the others do, treating them like a, I don't want to call it this, but I don't even know how else to explain it, but like a show monkey.
Yeah, yeah, no, you're right, exactly. And we found ourselves getting into. We were doing a lot of. I don't know if you can see my signing up, but we do a bunch of different things. You know, fundraising is one of them, right?
Right.
Uh, we have fundraised in the past. We found ourselves just to be a show, and We started moving away from that. Me and a few of the others have said, this sucks, right? Really, this just plain sucks. Um, yeah, and you don't get much more. The less people, the better. The more people seems to drive them away. I will say, however, in 2021, I caught a picture of something. I was with a group of people, and of course, the only real scientific tool I use is the FLIR. We do have two FLIRs, so I was with a group of people, and I said to there was a bunch of girls actually, there was a bunch of young ladies, and I said, "Please move over to the right hand side." And there was a big man standing beside him, and I got that on. I actually got a picture of it
Oh
on
wow.
my phone. Yeah, right as we speak, I can show you that picture. Just one. There it is. I don't know how well you could see this, but see that glowing blue blob?
I can sense it rather than see it. Yeah.
That was something standing there. The rest of the orange are people, and that's something else. So that caught that, and that was the one, probably one and only time that I actually caught something with a group of people.
Oh wow. See, that's amazing to me because apparitions are so rare, and to
Yes.
get with a group of people is just crazy. That is nuts, and
Yeah.
especially with flare, because I've heard of people going to places with flares and getting nothing.
Yeah.
Wow, that is nuts. That just shows you though, you never know what you're going to catch.
Right. Oh yeah. No. At that spot I told you about the K2 where it moved on its own, we actually caught something else there. Obviously, I can't get the picture to come up on here, but we caught something walking on the train tracks. We caught it twice, two pictures of it, two different times. Um, there's some native folklore here, and I don't know if maybe in England as well, but in Canada, it's called wendigo.
I know about the Wendigo.
I've got a picture. I've got a picture of one.
No way.
I do
My daughter will
actually.
go nuts about that.
I actually see if I can bring it up as we're speaking here, but I don't know how well you can see it, or how well I'm going to see it. I'm getting old. Need glasses. I got glasses. But I don't want to wear them. Look too nerdy.
So, for the
Um,
guys in the chat that doesn't know what Wendigo is, so basically it's something that was trapped down in the mine and had to start eating, well, just start eating other humans, turned into a cannibal. They are rare to catch.
I
Like,
I know, very rare, and we consider them around here as shapeshifters, right? Native shapeshifters. Um, you have to excuse me here. I'm still looking through my pictures. I do have it here. Um, anyways, and I couldn't believe we caught it twice. And I'm like, That's, oh, there it is. I'm going to try to zoom in. I don't know how well you can.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Isn't that
That's
crazy?
crazy.
I know, right? That's there it is again on the second picture. Of course, we circled it, right?
That
Yeah,
is crazy.
I know. Oh, I guess that was it there. But I do have the original two pictures, but I kind of put a circle around them. Yeah, that was a rare picture. I couldn't believe it.
That is a rare picture because now I'm like, Danny's like, I love how Danny sat here the whole time in the background, and all of a sudden she's like, I love that. um, See, for me, I find that amazing because obviously Wendigos, straight away what comes into my head is supernatural or the game Until Dawn. Even though they're not actually like that. So
Yeah.
what people don't realise is they're not actually sort of a being, are they? They're a spirit. So I love that you've managed to cut. I'm like, literally, I'm like, that
Well,
is
it was
crazy.
just lucky because me and another guy were walking through the woods, and he says, "I hear something." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's probably a bear or something like that, right?" And so we just started.
It's probably a
Yeah,
bear. I'm English. Yeah, no, I'm sorry, but it's probably a bear. I'll be running.
yeah. Well, I would run too. First, I'd push him over, then I'd run, right? So, uh, and we just started snapping pictures, and that's what come out. I caught one picture, he caught the other.
That is amazing. I know
Yeah,
it was said so casual, and I'm like, I'll be off.
yeah,
Um, so wow, that is amazing because for me personally, I try to explain to people the myths all come from somewhere. We need to respect that they do. And the Wendigo is one that in our house is spoke about quite often, especially by my daughter. And she compares it to one of the spirits that's actually in Japan. There's a spirit in Japan, and that shapeshifts as well. And one of its shapeshifts is similar to a Wendigo. So for me, it's like, wow, you've actually caught one, and we can see that is just amazing. Like, absolutely love it. And I think I'm actually flabbergasted. I'm like,
I know. Like when we first saw it, we are like, we were looking at this thing. Of course, we are like, what in the app is that? Walking down the train tracks, right? We seen it with our eyes, right? And just there it was. We got a couple
oh,
pictures of it, and we kind of walked out of the woods. We should probably get out of here, right? We were thinking, right? Just in case.
yeah, because obviously Wendigos are very violent spirits, very,
Yeah.
very violent spirits. And the only way you can get rid of them is with a Native American, I don't know what to call it. They're like chiefs, aren't they? Chief black
Yeah. Yeah.
thing. Um, so it's like, I would be running because I'm like, that is something that even I couldn't go up against because yeah, I'll be like, yeah, the opposite. I think, to be honest, that most would be more scary than a bear, because at least the bear
Yes.
you could fight off somehow, if that makes sense, or climb a tree or something.
Yeah.
Whereas a Wendigo, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna get you no matter what.
You're screwed, basically. Right? Really? Yeah. Now that was an interesting spot. That's where we caught where, like I said, the K2 moved on its own. That was a very interesting spot. I'd like to go back. Unfortunately, the people, have divorced and I think sold the home, but I would like to go back there someday because we were in the middle of the woods again. We walked way out behind this house and we were getting K2 hits and EVPs and the whole place was so just to back the story up, and when we got there, I usually like take a walk around, see what's there, right? So the place is surrounded by water. So except for the main road. So water being a conductor, right? And train tracks actually give out electricity. So if you actually put a K2 down by a set of train tracks, they will go off because it's always conducting electricity. So it was perfect stomping grounds for us, right? Lots of energy, lots of water, an older home full of old whatever. That's like a man hung himself on a tree behind the house. It was the perfect storm, right? We're like, oh yeah, right. So that's been about 6-7 years ago since I've been back, but I like to go see the place again for sure.
I can understand why as well. And when you said, as soon as you said about the fact it's ringed of water, I know it sounds weird, but sometimes you find places where nature finds a way to block out the energy from spreading. And obviously, water automatically cleanses energy no matter
Yes.
what. So I'm like, wow. I'm like, they've naturally managed to sort the energy out as well. Is
Yeah.
amazing. So even the Wendigo wouldn't be able to pass that. Obviously, it would be able to go through the road, but it wouldn't be able to pass the water. Um,
Yeah.
that
The
was just,
Wendigo was that made our night basically. We were like,
it, it'd make anyone's night. To catch a Wendigo is, well, not literally catch one, but catch one on camera is just amazing.
yeah.
Did they ever have the land? I've got to be nosy. Did they ever have the land blessed then by a Native American to sort of
No.
help it? No.
No. So uh, my I do a lot of family history. So there are some relatives of mine that are native or from the Passamaquoddy tribe era. Um, my great grandmother, I was very close to her, and we would talk and whatever. I was only 7 years old when she died, but she meant everything to me. So if anybody's on here and sees someone behind me, like a lot of mediums do, and it's literally a little old lady because she was just little, then yeah, that's her. So she's never been blessed, but she always told me not to go to this spot. And I went there back. Phew,
You've listened. Sorry.
I, I get a picture of something. Maybe I could share it with you. You're never gonna believe what I saw. Um, it's a tree. See the tree? See the
Yeah.
white? See the white thing down here in the corner?
Oh wow.
Now I want to show you what that white thing looks. Oh, it's a lady.
That's her.
That's what it looks like. So when you talk about like the natives and stuff like that, I respect them. I don't go spots where they don't want us to be.
Yeah.
They were here first. They deserve to tell me where to go, right? That's kind of how I see it.
Completely understand that because that is one thing. I'm the same with my spirit guides. There's some places where I've looked at going and I literally hear my spirit guides going, nope, no, no. And I'm like, you're centuries old. I'm only my soul is centuries old, but myself personally, I'm only 39 years old. So I know for a fact that I need to listen to them.
Yeah,
And I think as well, the one thing I do love about Native Americans, which I think a lot of people have lost now, especially with the Christian movement, whereas the Native Americans never lost it, everyone else seemed to lose it with it, um, is their stories that they tell down
yeah.
from them pieces of land. And they are important because there's things like, I remember when I was a kid growing up with a fen tiger, and it was always like, oh, we've got fen tigers. And if you search fen tiger, it'll tell you that it's a myth, and it's not. I can promise you all, it is not. I was bringing my horses in one day, and literally all of a sudden the horses were going scatty, like
Oh wow.
absolutely nuts. And I thought, what the heck's going on? Because we've got nothing that should scare horses here. So I'm thinking, what's going on? What's going on with the horses? My girl's trying to run off with our pony's trying to run off with my daughter, and I'm like, this is really unlike you. What is going on? And all of a sudden, me and my husband just heard this massive roar, and we
Yeah,
looked at each other, and I passed him the pony, and I just went, effing run.
yeah.
And he looked at me and went, what is it, babe? I just went, don't ask, I'll explain.
Just
Run.
go. Yeah.
He's run with her. I've then jumped in the electric fence area, and we've run off up that end, and you just saw the back of it in a like
Really.
in a bush. And he looked at me and says, "What's wrong, babe?" And I just went, "We've just been watched by the fen tiger."
Oh,
And
wow.
I went, it was always rumours and I never believed it. And now I'm like, now I have to believe it.
Now you have to. Yeah, you've seen it, right?
We've seen it now. And it was just like, it was crazy. But I think this is the thing about myths, what people call legends, myths, and stuff like that. There's an important message in them, no matter what. And I love how your nana is still there. I can sort of I have been you might have seen my eyes keep darting
Yeah,
off
yeah,
there. Um, Bless her, and she, and this is the thing that I love. They do really have lessons in all of these. I do
yeah.
love that. Sorry.
No, no, you're right. You're right. And a myth is really like a rumor, and there's always 10% truth to a rumor. So nobody just makes up the fact of I seen I don't know, like a silverback gorilla. They weren't found until 1935. They were a myth before that, but here they are. Everybody knows there's such things, right?
Yeah.
So just because we haven't discovered it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Well, I always say to people, so one of my big sayings, when I first got with my husband, and I was nicknamed Ghost Magnet by all his family,
Yeah,
and he didn't quite believe. And everyone used to say to me, "Oh, they're not real. You'd have photos of them. You'd have this. You'd have that. You'd have this." And I'd look at him and I'd go, "Hold on." I says, "So we've seen photos of them." He's like, "Yeah, but they're not real still." And I look at him and I go, "Babe, I love you to pieces. But have you ever seen the pyramids in your life?" I go, "No." And I go, "Well, you've only seen photos of them." And he'll look at me and go, "Right, you've got me."
yeah,
And I go, "How do you know they're not real?"
yeah, exactly.
And but the trouble is, him opening up to it has sort of allowed the spirits to visit me more. It's like he sort of came a natural barrier.
Well, my wife is actually one of my partners in crime, so we actually go together, right? My wife and I. So she's part of it, right? So she's she can do really weird things with. We do have instead of like the old school type of K2 that I use, she has the digital type. I can't use it. It does not work for me whatsoever. But she can make that. In that same videos, you'll see her at that same place, that place where we caught the wendigo, is that she'll say, make this go up to 8, and it goes up to 8. She can make that thing talk. So, you
Wow, so
know,
she might have a connection with the spiritual world that she hasn't worked out yet.
yeah.
Wow.
So, but you're right. Unless you see it, you can't believe it. One of our old cameramen, uh, we were up in a house, an old farmhouse. It's like 300 years old, and we're up in the attic, and he was filming me, and I was talking, and something screamed my name, like not screamed, but hollered my name, and he took the camera, and he went, "Ha ha, real funny," and put it back. I said, "Wasn't me." And he's a non-believer, and I want skeptics. I like skeptics,
Oh,
so
I love skeptics.
I want to prove them wrong. I want to show you. I've seen way too much now, right? I've seen and heard, smelt and felt everything.
Yeah.
There's something on the other side that we're not seeing. Well,
I so it's funny you say that because that sort of led me into I need to ask, if you don't mind, your beliefs before I ask
okay,
the next question, if that's okay.
yes, go ahead.
So could I ask what your beliefs are, my love?
So my beliefs are: I do believe in religion. I believe something fantastic happened. I can't say it was 2,000 years ago with the birth of Jesus. Like you can't say that, right? We don't know. Something fantastic must have happened. I mean, obviously, it takes a group of men to build a house, but yet the pyramids were built. How did they do
Yes.
that? You know what I mean? Something happened. So as far as beliefs are, religion, I do believe. I believe miracles happened.
See, so the reason why is, so I'll explain now. So basically, the reason why for me the spiritual world is the way it is purely it is there's dark souls here, and
Yeah.
they want to make us negative and keep us in what Christians would call purgatory, which is basically the plane
Yep.
on earth. And they're the ones that we sort of see, feel, and hear and get to play with, if that makes sense. So the reason why I always check someone's beliefs beforehand, because I'm like, are they going to be able to accept mine? If that makes sense. So it's sort of like I find a lot of people, which I didn't realize with that place, that there was a suicide, which may explain why he was not buried the way he
Yeah.
wanted to be, because obviously they had to be cremated in the old day. They wouldn't have allowed him
Yep.
to be buried. So for me, that is amazing because it sort of doesn't verify exactly what I believe in, but it sort of shows it.
Yeah.
And I think belief belief system does make a massive difference. I will admit that, to whether you
Yeah.
see it and feel it. But I personally think the reason why it's getting bigger, so in the paranormal world, everyone's like, oh, it's getting bigger. The spiritual world seems to be exploding. I feel personally that is purely because of how much darkness is in the world at the minute.
Yeah.
Like the world's getting darker. So I feel like it's given what Christians would call demons, but I call daemon. It's
Yeah.
given them a lot more power
Yep.
and stuff. So I'm going to be nosy at something actually before we go, because we've only got like 10 minutes left.
Okay.
Last question. Have you ever come across a demon,
Um,
or daemon as I call them?
yeah. I can't say as I have. The one time I can think about is me and one of the old investigators were down in this basement, this haunted house I was telling you about, where we had a free house given to us. Um, we were down in this basement and he got hit with a rock and he said, cut it out. I just looked at him and said, okay, whatever. And then he got hit again. I said, he said, come on, man, stop it. I'm going to knock you out. I said, I didn't do anything. And then I started getting hit with rocks. And he goes, that's what happened to me. And then we heard something.
Oh,
This man is not small. He's about 300 pounds. And we heard something in this basement of this house that was not right. It wasn't a growl, but it was something like we knew what to do. Get out of here. And this guy here, I'm a little guy. I'm just little. But this 300-pound man went by me like he was a sprint runner. Okay. This guy crawled up out of that basement. And I'm like, holy frig, how'd you get out of here so quick? You're a big guy, oh my God. And, he's helping me out, right? Because he's a great guy. He's super terrific, and he's helped me out. So let's get the hell out of here, he says. That was probably something down there that we probably shouldn't have been down there with. And we were told to get out, basically. I've never had rocks thrown at me before, and that was the first.
so I will just say something which is going to most probably shock you. I'll hold my hands up. If they're telling you to leave or giving signs to leave, they're actually a good spirit. If they're
Oh,
trying to keep you there, they're a bad spirit.
interesting.
So the reason being is because usually what I personally am finding is a lot of the bad spirits here at the minute are in one location of what I call soul collectors.
Right.
So they actually want to collect the energy of someone's soul. So you'll sort of find one soul that's there and they're trying to sort of push you out the door, sort of as if to say, stop giving it energy,
Yeah.
Sort of thing. Whereas then you find that the bad spirit obviously wants to keep you there, to carry on feeding off you, to feed off your white light, etc. And that's why a lot of paranormal investigations, we come out drained and stuff. If there's one of them
Yeah.
there, we come out very drained, very like,
Yeah.
I don't know, and it takes us a couple of days to recuperate. So that's what I personally have found.
No, that's interesting because we got to be open to interpretation, right? And at that time, like we would never know because we'd never run across anything like that before, right? So at that time, maybe if we stayed, maybe it would have been okay, right? Much like you say, they just kind of want to welcome you, sort of thing.
I will say you wouldn't have been okay because it's sort of like them saying, "Get out, it's coming." Sort of like they're trying to
Yeah,
get you away from the bad thing.
yeah,
And this is the thing that people, I think sometimes they think of spirituality as like spirits is always bad, but they're actually not always bad. There's some people where they're just because they regretted things and or I don't mean really life was too much so they've committed suicide. Them sort of things, sadly,
yeah,
they have caused their souls to be stuck here
yeah,
because that's not what we're meant to do basically. That wasn't our purpose. We're all meant to find our purpose in life. And for me personally, I've just found that there's just these dark spirits that were dark in life. So you sort of Jeff Dahmers,
hmm,
you sort of narky people that seem to turn into the shadow people, and some of them who are dark enough actually turn into soul keepers. And sometimes it's just like you go to these places and you'll have this good spirit going, doing nasty things like growling at you and stuff like
yeah,
that, as if to say, come on, we've got to get out. And then you'll have the dark spirit being really nice. And you're like, when you take someone like me right there, that's a weirdo, you're like, yeah, don't trust that one.
yeah,
Don't trust that one. Don't trust that one. And people are like, why? And I'm like, because it's the same as us giving names. When we go to these, people, I watch now and people introduce themselves to spirits.
yeah.
And I'm like, that is actually one of the things that's correct in the Bible. Your name gives that spirit power.
I didn't know that actually, because that's one thing we do. We actually tell them who we are, basically give them our home address. We tell them, right? Um, it gives me a different perspective as you said that. Maybe we shouldn't be doing it. Um,
So it gives them, they already know everything anyway. I
yeah,
find that most dark spirits do. They sort of seem to get into our energy quite quick, unless we've got a power, like a. I don't know if you do the white light, my lovely, when you go into a protection, put your white light around you. Um, so basically, white light, if they can get through the white light, they already know your name and everything anyway.
oh wow,
Uh, but I find a lot of people don't realize is it's the same as the Bible. So the Conjuring actually show that really well with the Enfield house,
yes, the infield
um,
house. Yeah,
where she goes, "I know your name," and she sort of runs back in and she
yeah,
managed to defeat it with just the name. And then I actually spoke with William as well on another podcast, the Veteran Witch, about how powerful the name is. And yeah, so I was quite shocked at this, that this is a new thing that investigators have started, is giving everyone their names. And I'm like, just give it power over you.
I know, and I do it every time. And I said to you right before this went live. I said to you, I clearly said that just 2 weeks ago we were at a spot and I hollered my name and I caught it on an EVP, and it said my name before someone introduced us as going up these stairs.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly. So it's managed to get past your white light. So
yeah,
it's managed. Wow, I want to investigate that because that must be powerful.
yeah.
Because you have such a white light that I'm shocked that it's managed to get past it.
A lot of people say that because I'll generally I'll find myself not getting anything. I'll get a lot of DVPs, but I don't get a lot of anything else. Like I'll get like the odd, flare picture or whatever. But I've done some stuff with other people, and they say you're not going to get anything tonight because it's almost like they're scared of me. I'm like, I'm 5'6". I am not scary. I'm not, I am not a scary guy. Um, just one thing. I know we got a few minutes here left, but you had mentioned dark spirits and stuff and whatever. I We were doing something with a group of people here in the city where I live, and to our amazement, we caught a 7-foot watcher in a tree. We got that on pitch. We did get pictures of it. I have the pictures. Um, we had 21 people with us. I think somewhere around there.
Who's it attached to?
It was just so it was up against a tree. I'm just see if I can find it here real quick. But it was up against a tree, and I said, "What is that over there? Who's over there?" To be honest with you, I thought it was a crackhead. You know what I mean? I thought it was a drug addict. Okay, so I'm like, we have to go chase that guy out of there. And my wife's seen it too, and then everybody else started to see. Oh, it's really hard to see. Not the best picture.
I'll be able to
It is circled. There's something standing up against that tree. That's a straight tree. So we got three or four.
Pointing as well.
Yeah, we got 3 or 4 pictures of it moving around. It's just this tree there. Anyways, so we dubbed.
I can see your face.
Yeah, yeah. We're like, I mean, do I have to go and beat up a crackhead tonight to get rid of? What do I have to do here? But anyways, the thing was like 7 foot tall is what we measured it. Because when I went back to the tree and I was kind of eyeing up my pictures according to where he was. So, he was well over my head, and I'm like 7 foot. So I looked it up on the internet and come find out there's a watcher in every graveyard.
Oh yes. So actually, yes. So if it's in a graveyard, that's it telling you to get out. So if it's pointing to you and it's allowing you to see it, it wants you out. So that would be someone there is a bit disrespectful.
Yes.
So they would feel that someone's being disrespectful. So they would be signing to you to want it to go. So basically at the minute I hold my hands up on a lot of religious places. I'm seeing watchmen there as well. So I actually get to see them. They don't talk to me. They're movie gifts.
No.
But yeah, they are usually sort of 7 foot to some can reach 9 foot, depending on the size of the graveyard, I think. And they're usually on every gate.
So that really validates my picture then about the 7 foot watcher thing. Because I've never seen one before, never even heard of it before. I had to actually look it up on the internet, and I was like, what is this thing in this tree that's following us, watching us going around the tree? The hell is that? But yeah, what you said there validates a lot, actually.
Yeah, so what they do as well, so this is why a lot of people, when they say, oh, there's spirits in the graveyard, I'm like, rarely. So you might find a graveyard which isn't a official graveyard, and what you'll find with that, we was talking about these the other day. Yeah. What you'll find with that is there won't be one there. So then you will have sort of a lot of spirits there. But this is why for people like myself, we find graveyards the most peaceful place is because of the watchman. So what you'll see when I go through, my hubby laughs at me, we were actually at Killingbeck Cemetery the other day, and when I was driving through the gate, I was like, I always give them a nod because it's thanks to them that I'm about to get some peace. Yeah. And they make sure that the actual graveyard stays as quiet as it can, as peaceful as it can, and the spirits in the graveyard do as well. They are amazing. They're sort of like, we all call them watchmen, but in a way I think they're most probably closer to an angel of death.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I would say that they're closer to an angel of death, but I think we call them watchmen purely because they literally stand at the graveyard watching, and making sure there's nothing, no disrespect or anything. So they must have felt like someone, I find if someone steps on a grave, or someone's spitting, that sort of behavior around the grave, sort of disrespectful behavior, that's when that sort of thing happens. That is amazing that you've caught one.
Yeah, no, we've caught all kinds of stuff. We just don't put it out there because there's a lot of people that say, that's faked, or that's this, or that's that. I caught it. I can't deny it. We had 21 other people that saw it.
Yeah, see, this is the thing. This is the thing. A lot of people, and because technology is so good now, a lot of people will say, sadly, that we're faking it. We had it the other week. I put up a photo where my daughter had caught one. You could see the spirit's hand on the pool, and then you could see it actually step back. And everyone was like, there's nothing there. That must be a statue. And I was like, how come you can see the white mist on the pool, and then in the second photo the white mist is no longer on the pool?
Yeah, no, we've caught
And
that as well, and it does look AI. So you just don't promote it. You just kind of keep it to yourself and say, look what we caught, sort of thing. Wow, cool. Keep it to ourselves because no one's going to believe it. I actually caught a guy he was from England, actually. He was hung in 1942. I caught,
Daniel, Daniel.
Thomas Hutchison is his name.
Oh,
And
oh,
he was hung in 1942 here in Canada for the murder of a millionaire's daughter, basically. And I did the mock trials with him because I always believed he was innocent. I don't think he killed her, and nothing's going to change my belief on that. I believe he was hung. He said to everyone, he said, "I didn't do it. I'll die for it." So because his honor was worth more, and I caught a picture of him in behind the courthouse. I know it's past our time here, but
it's fine. I'm enjoying the chat. I'm like, oh, I know we're being naughty, but it's okay.
This is him. Can you see that okay? Or is it too white?
It's a bit white, my lovely.
Yeah. I don't know how I can do this. Anyways, I don't know.
Yeah, that one's coming off. No, yeah. That one's coming off a bit.
Yeah, it's a bit hazy there, but anyways, and this one here is going to be really hard to see, if anything, because this is the courthouse where he was hung. He would have walked across here. And there's a 15-foot drop off. Oops.
Oh, wow.
So he would have walked over here and hung himself. He walked himself out and hung himself. And then I caught him up in here.
I knew it was. I was about to say to you, what's in front of the window once you're done.
That first picture I showed you matches that face in the glass.
Oh, wow.
I know it's hard to see. You'd have to see it in person, but that was just luck of the draw that I caught it. It was just, I was randomly snapping pictures.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy. And I don't know, guys, I hold my hands up. I don't know whether that was clairvoyance, but I was just like, what's that in the window? I was getting closer and closer to my screen going, what is that? But that is crazy. And this shows it is a good catch, Shawnee. And this is why I'm constantly taking photos, because I think just in case I catch something. And at Killenbeck Cemetery, really weirdly, I've got wind chimes going in the back of my video at one point, which is going out next week. And it's really only talking about the paupers' graves more than anything.
Yeah.
And I thought back to it when I was listening to it. I was like, there wasn't any wind chimes while I was walking around. Where have they come from? So I was pausing my music, taking my headphones off, going, is it one of the kids playing wind chimes in the background? They weren't actually even in the room. So I was like, what's going on? What is going on? And it's amazing what we can catch. But sadly, we can't promote it as much, as you say, which is a shame, really. Because you just it's a bit like me when I went to debunk someone the other week. I knew I couldn't post that because I've got 19k followers and I would get my butt whipped.
Yes.
And I'll be cancelled before I've even started. And it shocks me how they can get away with that. But then us just posting on Facebook or something, we just get ripped.
Oh, man. We get ripped really bad. It's sad because people are like, no, that's something else. That's this. That's the wind. That's, someone's stomach growl or something like that.
Exactly.
What do you do?
Exactly. And I find as well, these people, you'll message them privately and you say, right, next one I want you to come along to. I'm an amazing tarot reader. I am literally, people call me Apollin's oracle, or Apollon calls me his oracle as well. And people have come to me and they'll be like, oh, you don't know anything about me. You can't tarot read, blah, blah, blah. And I'll say, right, I'd offer you a free tarot now, which most people would jump at. Yeah. And they're just going, no, I don't want one.
That's funny. You know what? I've been around mediums for a long time. And the first time I got read was this year. The first time I ever got read. It's not that I don't believe in it. I guess I was more scared of knowing, right? So before I got there, she knows nothing about me, and she wrote down everything. She wrote down all this stuff, and she goes, "Can you look at this piece of paper? Tell me if anything's true." And then I'm like, I got reading. I said, "Holy crap! Everything is true. How the frig did you know that? There's no way she would have known that, right?" And I'm like, it's so weird to me. It's weird, right? What is wrong with you? Like, this is, this is not right, but she didn't tell me. She didn't tell me good fortune, which is good because I don't want to hear about good fortune. I think that's as fake as anything. Like, you're gonna win some money or something.
I keep it real.
Yeah.
Sadly, some of my girls struggle with it. I'll hold my hands up because I do keep it real. I think it's important to keep it real. So I have visions while I'm doing tarot. So
Yeah.
I'll actually see what's happening. And I'll say to them, I had a lady the other week and I said to her, look, you need to get your sons out of the house. Why your partner's around? And she was like, why? And I went, he's going to turn violent towards them. Literally 5 days later, she messaged me going, as soon as he got mouthy, she got him out the house. But her youngest son come back in and it did end up in a fist fight. And I says, I
Wow.
told you, keep him out the house. Keep him out the house. And she
Wow.
was like, and I just sit there and so I get visions on things that are going to be important to your life. So things like it's only while I'm doing tarot, I hold my hands up, sometimes in real life. And it's just like, it's crazy. Some of the stuff that we get shown, some of the stuff that we get to feel emotionally is
Yeah.
just shockingly like a bit like when you said what you said. And I can feel your nana still saying, he still does what he wants, though.
But
Do you know what I mean? And it's sort of like things like that. We get vibes like that and stuff.
yeah, you shocked me. I'll be honest with you when you said Daniel, and I'll tell you why. When you said that, you must have saw the look on my face. I was like, no, it's Thomas.
I don't know why, Daniel. I don't
His
know
name
why.
is Thomas Daniel Hutchison.
No way.
Yeah, and I thought, how did she know that? How did she get that? And I'm pretty sure that's what it was, and I'm almost positive it was. Now, don't quote me on that, but I'm going to look it up later on tonight. And I'm like, I am sure that's what his middle name was.
That is crazy.
Yeah, I could be wrong. Maybe I'm imagining it. Maybe I'm overthinking it.
I'm
But
going
yeah,
to Google now.
yeah, Thomas Hutchison. Just look him up. St. Andrews, Standrews. So I'm almost sure.
Keeps bringing up a governor.
Won't pick up.
No. That's because it don't want us to know. It's like,
Yep.
I don't want you to know.
Yeah, he was wrong. In my own personal opinion, he was wrongfully hung for the murder of Bernice Connors.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's quite interesting, actually.
Let's put our surname. No, it's literally bringing everything else up apart from.
I can look up my phone here to see if I can.
Crazy.
Yeah, Thomas Hutchison. Bernice Connors. I'll look it up too as well. See if I can find something here for you. 38 witnesses. You know what? I can't find it either. Oh, there it is. Dennis Guptill, St. Andrews. Doesn't give his middle name. I will look it up though later on. I'll take a look because I'm sure it's either it was his name or his name was meant or that Daniel's name was mentioned because I remember thinking to myself, I'm like, because I always thought his name was Danny, right? And that's what when you said that, it kind of shocked me. I was like, how'd you come up with that name? Because that name is significant towards that case, and I can't remember why. If it was his middle name or somebody ratted him out that his name was Danny or something like that. Anyways, I'll look it up for sure. I'll write you. I'll write you a
You need
messenger.
to email me when you find out, because I
Yeah.
need to know.
Yeah, I need to know as well too. So that's interesting.
On the behind him, so behind Jeff is his crow. That's his crow on the black bit. So that's his crow, bless him. And then he's got all the stuff that he makes for ghost hunting. So if you guys want to be nosy at that, do have a rewatch of this, because we have a really good conversation actually about these.
Yeah, homemade tools. I got something there that a lot of people don't have. You hear tall EMF pumps. They go into a spot to turn. You basically throw EMF out in the air. Now I built 2 of them. They're very effective. Very, very, like, drive
You're
spirits
going to come
nuts.
to my equipment.
Oh my god, it drives them nuts. I'll turn one on and K2's everything will start going off. It's great. And to the spirits that want to contact you, that's basically what they're looking for, is some energy to help out, basically.
Some of them need it. Some of them need it because they are stuck in this limbo, bless them. And this is why I always, when I speak to people, my dream is actually to go and help different people with stuff.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like the spirits deserve to go across to what I call the meadows. Some people might call heaven. I just feel like everyone deserves to go across there. Apart from the black spirits, I just banish them or bind them to something. Do you know what I mean? They don't deserve any happiness. They didn't give any happiness in life. I mean, that sounded really nasty, actually, didn't it?
Fair enough.
But yeah, that is awesome, my lovely. Please, everyone, go and check Jeff out. Honestly, I have checked out a couple of his investigations. I'm actually, if it's okay with you, Jeff, I will react to one, because I think it would be great for these guys to see it. I'm
going to send you a video of the one of the portal talking. I'm going to send it to you on your just on your messenger.
Yes.
I would really want you to focus on the 2 alarms. There's 2 alarms. One's for ambulance, one's for fire. They have to stand up regardless. Obviously, they don't have to go to work because it's an ambulance call. But I'm going to send that to you,
awesome.
Just so you have it. So.
Yes, I think that will most probably be the one that I do react to be honest, because I'm so fascinated with this about the 2 alarms. I'm like, this sounds so interesting.
It was definitely odd, and I'll be honest with you, we had 8 firemen with us at the first of the night, and 2 of them got scared and they left and went home. Oh, wow. Then there was 6. Yeah, right. So it was pretty interesting, to say the least. Yeah, I'll definitely send you that video just on your messenger so you can see it exactly how it is. And then
definitely, I'm excited to watch that. To be honest, I'm really because that's the one I couldn't buy. Obviously, I've watched other ones, and I didn't see that one, so I definitely want to see that, especially this portal machine. I really want to hear how it works because, as I said, spirit boxes I'm not a huge fan of.
No, I'm a little scared of spirit boxes because I do feel like they are manipulated. The portals are not. We do have 2 of them. The one behind us is the backup one. The real one is sitting in a case in my closet here to make sure it's in a big case where it can't get bumped around, basically. So, but this backup one works just as well. But I like the original one. No manipulation.
I love that.
And I would dare anyone, they can open that. I open it right up here on live YouTube and open it up and show you that there's no card in there with any type of words.
No, well, guys, you're going to take my word for it because I know there's not. So you're going to take my word for it because I can feel by the energy that there's not. It's amazing. And that's why when you said about the portal, I was like, how does it work? Because I can feel it's got no word balance or anything. So I am confused on how it works, but I find it interesting. I find it amazing that someone's actually out there making real products and not ripping us off.
Yes, no, exactly. And they're so easy to make for everyone that's watching this. I mean, if you put your mind to it and just do a little bit of reading, they're very simple machines to make. Like I said, at $399 US dollars REM pod, I built I built it for $20, right?
That's what I mean. And this is a bit, it just shows how we're getting ripped off, really, don't it?
Yeah, exactly. Use your imagination, and you can build anything you want. Kind of like my creepy dolls up there. They they're fantastic. They work awesome. They're like a music box, but only they'll chase you.
I
And
know. My daughter would love that. She'd be like, "Spirits, please play with it a lot so I can run around." She'd love
yeah,
that. So,
and
Jeff,
just one more thing, I just like to put a plug in for the team too as well. Like they're a great team. They're they're open. We argue like brothers and sisters, but we need that. We can't. No, nobody's perfect. We're not going to walk into a spot and just be let's hold hands and la ti da. Right? It's not like that.
oh, it's like a family.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
that's the most important thing, especially when you're going up against stuff and you're
Yes.
investigating horrible places. It's important that they are like a family. And I love that. I absolutely love it. Thank you so much, Jeff, for joining me. So much. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this. As I said, for the guys that are coming late, do watch from the start and do go over and check out Jeff's channel. It is down in the descriptions. It's absolutely brilliant. They are real life investigators, so it's not like your Sam and Colby overnight haunted, something like that,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. It is very much real life, what actually happens when it happens. All it is edited out the boring stuff, which sadly that happens when you're investigating somewhere
Yeah.
sometimes.
Exactly.
So thank you, Jeff, so much.
Thank you
And
very much. Thanks for having me.
no,
This is fantastic.
it's been brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll see you later.